All right, Nick, here's station 4. So if this video isn't clear enough, just send me another email and maybe you and I can just G-chat. So here we go. All right, so we're talking about sex-linked questions. So, the idea of a sex-linked chromosome is based on, when we talk sex, we're talking male or female. So, the first thing to kind of make note of here is that this notation looks funky because it's showing you that on this side of the Punnett square, there's a male. So what you're looking at here is an XY chromosome, indicating that it's a male. What you're looking at up top is an XX chromosome, indicating that it's a female. So again, the first thing to kind of get in our head is that sex linked means what is linked to the fact that one person is a male, XY chromosome, and one person is a female, XX chromosome. Okay, so now we start to talk about like the phenotypes, the other characteristics. And what this is saying is some characteristics, are linked to males and females. Now, in this example, the characteristic we're talking about is a condition called hemophilia. So we're using H to represent hemophilia. And what it's telling us is that hemophilia is linked to the X chromosome. So here you see an X chromosome, part of the XY of the male, and on this male's X chromosome, there is the hemophilia allele. On the mother's, on both of her X chromosomes, there is an allele of hemophilia on one of them, and on the other one, there's not. It's recessive. So again, XY male, on this X chromosome, there is a dominant hemophilia allele. On this X chromosome, there is a dominant hemophilia allele. On this X chromosome, there is a recessive hemophilia allele. So when you combine them in a Punnett square, you're combining all of that information. In this first square, you have two X chromosomes, both of which have dominant hemophilia alleles. In this square, you have two X chromosomes. One has a dominant hemophilia allele. One has a recessive hemophilia allele. In this box, you have an X and a Y. So this animal would be a male. It is X with a dominant hemophilia chromosome. And Y doesn't ever get a hemophilia chromosome again because it's a sex-linked characteristic. The hemophilia allele is only linked to X chromosomes, so the Y won't show up at all. So now that you kind of understand the relationship between what these letters all mean, again, where the X and Y is indicative of the parent's sex, and the H is indicative of the allele associated with the sex chromosome, you can see what's going on with their offspring. So now, like in this one, you have a female who has two dominant chromosomes, or two dominant hemophilia alleles on her X chromosome. Here you have a female who has one dominant and one recessive hemophilia allele on their X chromosomes. Here you have a male, and this is here you have a male who has a dominant chromosome on the or a dominant allele on the X chromosome. And then finally you have a X chromosome with the recessive hemophilia allele. And again, because there's no hemophilia on the Y chromosome. And because that chromosome is recessive, this person is a hemophiliac, and that just means they have that condition. Okay, so I want to encourage you, now that we've kind of hit this point in the video, if anything was unclear, just rewatch it or write down specific questions to ask. All right, and now we'll kind of walk through one problem together. So we'll go down here, or we'll go to number 1, and it says, in your problem, use C for color vision and lowercase c for color blindness. All right, and now we're going to complete the Punnett square by crossing a female with color blindness with a male that sees color. All right, so let's start with this first sentence. A female with color blindness. All right, so wait, hold on. You're texting me right now. What's up, Nick? You said I would video chat, but I won't let me on here, and Zoom wasn't working yesterday. Okay, not a problem. I'm making you a video right now. I'm making you a video right now. All right, cool. So that'll be funny when you see that. All right, so now I'm gonna show you how to do this. Again, back to kind of our refocus. Remember, we're first talking about a female with color blindness. So, read these instructions. All right, cool. So now I'll get to the work. All right, so here we are. Punnett score another one. So first, mom's phenotype. Remember, we're going to type that she is colorblind because that is what we're actually describing. All right, so now her alleles. Now remember, this is the mom, so not color bling. That'd be awesome. Colorblind. All right. So first, she is a woman, so we're going to mark her as XX. All right. Because remember, first we indicate the sex of the parent. And now, because we know she's colorblind and lowercase c, the recessive gene, means she has color blindness, we're going to put lowercase c here and lowercase c there. So now what we've written here is a female who has color blindness according to these instructions. All right, because remember, lowercase c means colorblind. All right, next. We're going to do a male that sees color. All right, so now we'll do a male that sees color. Now remember, a male is, we'll put allele sees color. Or sorry, phenotype sees color, allele. X, uppercase C, because that person sees color. And then X, uppercase C, or sorry, and then Y. Now, because we don't put anything on Y here because color blindness is carried on the female chromosome. So, again, Y doesn't ever get, on this sex-based chromosome thing, Y doesn't ever get the allele of this phenotype. We're only indicating the sex of the parent here, XY, and then on the X chromosome, what the phenotype, the genotype of the phenotype we're talking about. All right, so now let's cross them. So we got X, uppercase C, X, lowercase c, right? Here we have X, uppercase C, X, lowercase c. All right, cool. Now we have X, lowercase c, Y. Now we have X, lowercase c, Y. Okay, so now the question is what are the sexes and who, if any of these offspring, are colorblind? All right, so, we know that we have two of the same. So for our first genotype, we are going to list female. And let's see, so now here's the question. Is dominant recessive colorblind? Let's go back to our chart. Is this person a hemophiliac? I'm gonna go with no. No, that person is not hemophiliac. I think they'd have to have, well, ask that question to Mr. Hort. I think this person would have to have two lowercase h's for the mom to be a hemophiliac. What we know is that now this mom is a carrier of hemophilia. All right, so there's that. Actually, there's that answer to that question. So what we know here is this person is a female carrier because they have the colorblind gene, but they themselves are not colorblind. All right, so that's the phenotype. Sorry, we're just going to write X uppercase C, X lowercase c. This person is a female carrier. And we know the probability is 2 out of 4. Okay, and now this next child. All right, so this person, the X chromosome has color blindness. There is nothing on the Y chromosome. And remember, because the lowercase c is indicative of color blindness, as we list X, lowercase c, Y, we know that this is a male colorblind. And the odds of that are 2 out of 4. All right, so if these are the parents and these are the kids, here are the possible genotypes, phenotypes, and the probability of those genotypes and phenotypes. Okay, Nick, so just once again, remember, rewatch this video, pause, think. If you're still not sure, write down specific questions and we can address them together. Thanks for reaching out. Thanks for being on top of your work, and good luck, sir.